moving on to the Chargers and the Panthers. Um, Chargers go West Coast to East Coast and just destroy the Panthers. Just dominated the game. Uh, the only thing that came out of this that is starting to creep up now at the time of filming, and I didn't even realize this at the time. Herbert gets hurt at the end of the game and now is likely to miss one game, if not multiple games, is the report coming out now. Ankle injury. So that's probably the only negative for the Chargers that's come out of there. And as far as the Panthers are concerned, they've decided that Bryce Young, they're going to let Bryce Young learn a little bit, sit behind Andy Dalton, and see if Andy Dalton doesn't give them a better chance to win. For myself, um, I don't know that I have Andy Dalton rated any higher than Bryce Young, so I don't know how big of a change this is going to be. I don't think it affects the line at all. And I just think the Panthers are just, ever since they've made a catastrophic mistake in the front office in the trades that they've had, giving away, trying to get the number one pick and making a mistake, giving away DJ Moore, giving away CMC. They just, their front office has caused this. The front office is the one that deserves to be fired, has been fired. The owner, this is an organizational problem that is going to take years for them to overcome. And while Bryce Young has not looked good, Bryce Young has also been set up to fail. I don't think Andy Dalton will be much different. And I think the Chargers beat him the way the Chargers should. What do you have to say about this one, though, and what the code have to say?
So we leaned Chargers on the spread. We made the game 11 actually. Um, Also slightly to the over, but both not enough to have a play. So we didn't have a play in this game. And you kind of feel for Bryce a little bit. He just looks like a guy out there who has zero confidence at all. And one of the most important things for athletes is confidence,
Yeah.
no matter the sport. I mean, and you look at the numbers, and he was 18 of 26 in this game. I mean, which isn't a bad completion percentage for only 84 yards. Like, and I say it all the time when we're watching the games. At some point, you got to take the training wheels off these guys.
Mm-hmm.
You see it a lot in college as well. If you're going to handicap the quarterbacks, Bryce Young was being handicapped by their system, by their
Yep.
play calling, by their lack of talent. Andy Dalton will be no different.
Yep.
Like
I agree.
it isn't going to matter. And just looking ahead, who do they got this week? They play the Raiders. They got to come to Vegas. So they
Yeah.
got to come west against a team that just got a really good win. I mean, you feel for Bryce. I don't know how they come back from it as far as him being a quarterback in Carolina. But the other thing you're seeing is these people are leaving Carolina and are looking pretty good. I mean, you look
Yeah.
at a Sam Darnold, you look at Baker. Like, no matter who you're taking a
Yeah.
look at, whether they were there for a long period of time or a short period of time, they're putting up numbers, which tells you that that's just a dysfunctional
Yeah.
franchise. Um, And then for the Chargers, Herbert X-rays came back negative on his right leg. He thinks he just got rolled up on. Um, I would not expect him to miss any time necessarily. He might miss a game. Um, I wouldn't. I'm not necessarily expecting him to miss any time. At least as at the time that we're recording this, uh, they got to go to Pittsburgh. So they got to
Yeah.
go. They travel back to LA, then they got to go back east again, which doesn't necessarily bode well, just from a travel point, especially with a dinged up quarterback. But one thing you do see with the Chargers that you don't see with teams like a Carolina, or even as we mentioned earlier with Baltimore, I'm not worried about the Chargers' identity. They know what they are. And that's one of the
Yeah.
biggest benefits to a Jim Harbaugh team is they know exactly what they are. For the first time in Herbert's career, he's not asked to do everything. J.K. Dobbins ran for 130 on the ground, had another long run, busted one for 40 plus. Um, the wide receivers for the Chargers, I think, could be upgraded, but Quentin Johnston had probably his best game in his NFL career, catching 2 touchdown passes. least off the top of my head, I can't think of a better game that he had last year.
Yeah,
So
I don't
the
either.
Chargers are in pretty good shape, and I think are even ahead of schedule in terms of this quote unquote rebuild under Harbaugh in year one.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree with you. I think Jim Harbaugh has done an excellent job so far, and I don't expect anything less moving forward from the Chargers. Um, I think they are a solid team and a borderline playoff team once again in the AFC.